Hey kids, Mr. Glenn here. Hope you're well. What we're going to do right now is go into Keynote. So just remind you where Keynote is. Keynote might be in here. It might be down the bottom in your dock. You could go and search for it with Keynote like this and find Keynote like that. And then once you're in Keynote, you need to find the plus. So it's around somewhere. You could be on your iPad like this. You go and create presentation. It's all pretty much the same. As long as you got the plus, you're fine. So I'm going to go and either click this one or this one, and it says create a presentation, and go to a basic white. Any style will be absolutely fine. Now I don't want these boxes in here, so what I'm going to do is just roll down with a plus down here, make a blank one like that, and I want to go and tap on this and delete this. That's the quickest way of getting rid of those boxes. What we're going to do is we are going to annotate a rocket to go from here to here like that. And I'm going to show you the basics. So my rocket is going to blast off. And it is going to take off and it's going to fire off, and then it's going to go off to this planet over here like that. And I might have Earth over here like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is just get rid of that. I can delete all of those. I don't want that. Delete these drawings, tap on them, delete them. There we go. So what I want now is I want to go and add an object. So I'm going to go and get an object, and what I'm going to do is search. There's a search magnifying glass there. So I'm going to go and get a rocket. There's my rocket ship, and unfortunately it doesn't have any flames underneath it, but it'll be okay. And I wanted Earth over here, so I need some planets. So inside here I can search for planets. Oops. There we go. Planets. Don't want planes. Planets. There we go. And I can go and click on that, and it's going to go to Saturn. It's quite a long journey, I suppose. And then I'm going to go and get an Earth. Pretty standard. Click on that. Keep trying to drag it in. This one wants to be larger because this is where the rocket's flying from. So I'm going to go and just submerge that out of the way. The problem is here now, I don't know if you can see this, but I think because I put this in last, it's kind of over the top of my planet. So to make this look a little bit better, if you go to your paintbrush, which is your formatter, I can format this object that I've got here, and I can drag it to the back. So this is, you can see these are like my layers. I've got my layers right here. So that's good for me. What I want to do now is I want to try and get this to move, but at the same time I want it to sort of take off and get to the planet over there. Is kind of what I want. So how are we going to do this? Well, over here I can go and tap, and I've got an option called transition, and we're going to do a thing called magic move, and this magic move will duplicate this slide into here. And what I will do is I will move an object in the second slide and tell it where I want it to be and which orientation I want it to be, in which direction I want it to point. And Keynote will remember it all. So what I want to do now is I want to go into here and add a transition like that. And down here is a thing called magic move. So I'm going to go and do that. It goes dark like that, and it flashes. What it's doing is looking for the next slide, but there isn't one there. And what I want to do now is, once it's flashed, is just tap on here, and it says, do you want to duplicate it? And I do, because I want this to look the same until I move it. So I'm going to pick up my rocket now, and what I'm going to do is pick it up, bring it to my Saturn over here, and if I can turn it around like that, it should, with a bit of luck, if I hit done like that, this one here is ready to go, and if I hit play, when I go to tap my screen, it should animate my rocket. So what I want you to be able to do is create your own with some different objects, maybe some proper images, maybe your astronaut floating, maybe a spacewalk, maybe you in your previous pictures spacewalking out of a shuttle. You could be doing a moonwalk, you could be on a planet, you could be floating away in space. Who knows? This is up to you. So you can create your own using that technique. Right, as always, Year 5.